more details now being revealed on the strange case of a hospital in Uttar Pradesh's Prayagraj, where reportedly Mosambi juice had been given as transfusion to a patient. Well, a report is now out and authorities say it wasn't Mosambi juice that had been transfused to the patient who subsequently died, a patient who was suffering from dengue. In fact, it was poorly preserved platelets that were given. The 32-year-old patient died at a private hospital in Prayagraj, and the family had alleged he had been given Mosambi juice instead of platelets. The district magistrate saying that medicines were administered that did not meet standards.
मामला सामने आया था, उस पर आपने एक जांच बैठाई थी, तो जांच पूरी हो चुकी है, उसकी क्या रिपोर्ट्स है और उसमें किस तरह की फाइंडिंग्स हैं?
जो ग्लोबल हॉस्पिटल में एक पेशेंट को फेक कंपोनेंट चढ़ाने की जो बात थी, उस पर हमने 3 सदस्यीय टीम गठित किया, जिसमें एसडीएम थे, सीओ थे और एक डिप्टी सीएमओ थे। उनकी रिपोर्ट जो प्राप्त हुई है, उसमें जो कंपोनेंट पाया गया है वो पुअरली प्रिजर्व्ड प्लेटलेट्स पाया गया है। मतलब कि जो है तो प्लेटलेट्स ही, लेकिन उसे ठीक से उसको प्रिजर्व नहीं किया गया था, तो उस तरह का कंपोनेंट था। और इसके अलावा कुछ मेडिसिन भी ऐसी देने की बात सामने आई है पेशेंट को, जो कि वो मानक के अनुरूप नहीं है। तो उसके लिए जो हमारे सीएमओ साहब है, उसके लिए पृथक से कार्रवाई उस पर कर रहे हैं। थैंक यू।
Alok Pandey joining us with the latest on that. Alok, there's been so much talk and so much discussion on this particular story. The point about Mosambi juice, which the family had made, now being dismissed by authorities there. We've just heard from the district magistrate, but other strands to the story also that you've been reporting. Just take us through all of it now.
Well, yes, there are multiple strands to the story, Ankita. First of all, this contention that Mosambi juice was administered in an IV drip to a dengue patient who died. So I think this is important. This bite that we just heard is significant, because this is the first time that an official in Prayagraj has actually spoken about what the results on that disputed platelet bank were. In the past week, we've tried reaching out to these officials, but they've said nothing. Today, the district magistrate, he gave a very brief statement, but he said that the family's allegations that Mosambi juice was given to this patient and that is why he died are not correct, and that it was poorly preserved, quote-unquote, platelets that were transfused to the patient. He also said that there were some medicines that were administered by this hospital that were not up to medical standards, and that's why he said further action is being taken against the hospital. At the same time, I have to say that the family has claimed that they purchased these platelet bags from a middleman who was introduced to them through the hospital itself. The hospital owner has denied this. He said that the family procured these platelet bags independently of the hospital, and that the hospital had no role to actually getting these platelet bags to the patient or to the family. So this is strand number 1. Strand number 2 that has played out in the last some time is that the Prayagraj Development Authority, which is a separate organization that looks at development in a city, has actually issued a notice to the land owner where the hospital is constructed. Now that notice claims it is essential that a demolition order for that hospital was served in January this year, and that last year this illegal construction, that's what it says, the landowners were given 3 chances to actually come and defend themselves about why this building that houses the hospital right now was illegally constructed, quote-unquote. Now, what happens to that notice, the end part of that notice actually says that this hospital has to be emptied out by Friday. It is sealed right now, but they have to get out the equipment so that it can be sealed, maybe permanently. It doesn't say that it will be demolished on Friday, but it says that it has to be sealed by Friday. Now, this is also something that is intriguing, because now that Prayagraj's topmost official has gone public saying that Mosambi juice was not administered, it was platelets but poorly preserved, and that there was some negligence by the hospital. But will there be more action? Will there be action against the landowner? What kind of action will this be? The PDA or the Prayagraj Development Authority has not spoken, so one waits to hear from them. Very briefly, with your permission, there's a third strand to this story. After these Mosambi allegations, juice allegations were brought by the family, the next day the Prayagraj police did make 10 arrests, and they said that this was a gang that was selling fake platelets to people in the city, and dengue has there have been many dengue cases in Prayagraj, but the police chief at that point had said that, look, we don't have any proof to back these Mosambi juice allegations, but at the same time, these people have confessed that they were passing off blood plasma, a separate component of blood, as platelets. So those 10 people were arrested. So all of these strands now seem to be coming together, with the district magistrate going public for the first time to NDTV and saying that this was not Mosambi juice, denying that on record, yet saying that there will be action against, some kind of action against the hospital, because these were poorly preserved platelets and some medicines not meeting standards were administered.